Welcome back. In the last episode, we talked about starting with a real problem instead of a business idea. Today, we are taking the next step because even if the problem is real, even if pain exists, most businesses still fail right there. Why? Because they don't know who they are building for. So, today's question is simple but uncomfortable. Who exactly is your customer? Not generally, not vaguely, exactly. Now, let's get into it. If you ask someone who their customer is, the most common answer is everyone. Sometimes they try to dress it up. So they say anyone who needs this, anyone between 18 to 60, anyone who wants convenience. Those answers feels inclusive. They feel safe, but they are business poison because when you target everyone, you end up speaking clearly to no one. Your message becomes generic, your content becomes generic, your offers become generic, and then you sit there wondering why nobody responds, even though you helped everyone. You don't. You confuse everyone. Now, here's the next mistake. People think defining a customer means listing demographics, age, gender, income, location. That's not a customer definition, that's a description. A real customer definition includes things like situation, context, behavior, urgency. Let me give you a clean example. Busy professionals is not a customer, that's a vibe. This is a customer. Freelancers who work from home miss deadlines because they don't track time properly and already pay for productivity tools. Now we are talking because that tells you a lot. They have a job to be done, they feel pain, they've already tried solution, they spend money, they have urgency. Specificity reveals reality, and reality is what you can build on. So why does specificity feel scary? Because people think narrowing down means losing opportunity. They think if I pick one group, I am cutting off all the others. But early on, the opposite is true. Narrowing focus increases clarity, improves messaging, reduces wasted effort, speeds up learning. Broad focus creates noise. Specific focus creates traction. And that's the real goal at the beginning. Early businesses don't need reach, they need resonance. They need a small group of people to hear you and go, wait, that's exactly me. That reaction will never happen with vague messaging. Here is another correction that changes everything. Your customer is defined by pain, not identity. Customers don't buy because of who they are, they buy because of what they are dealing with. Pain defines customer more accurately than age or income. So start asking, what are they trying to fix? What are they trying to avoid? What are they already trying? What has this problem already costed them? Because two people can be the same age, same income, same city, and still be completely different customers. One might be mildly annoyed, the other one might be desperate, and desperation is where buying happens. Behavior matters more than labels. Now, let's talk about a critical distinction that breaks a lot of business models later. That is, the user is not always the customer. The person who feels the pain may not always be the person who pays. Think about it. Parents pay, kids use. Companies pay, employees use. Managers approve, teams use. Government pays, citizen use. So if you don't identify who pays, you get stuck later. You build something that people love, but nobody can actually buy. Or you talk to the wrong person and wonder why the conversation goes nowhere. So always ask who actually pulls out the money, who has budget authority, who approves the purchases. Because I need this and I can pay for this and not the same statement. So, how do you find your real customer? Not by brainstorming alone, you find them by observing reality. Look for who complains repeatedly, not one time, repeatedly. Who is already paying for bad solution? Who loses something if this problem isn't solved? And I want you to focus on losses because losses creates buyers. Time loss, money loss, stress, risk. Pain creates buyers. Curiosity creates talkers. And talkers will waste your time with compliments. Buyers will tell you what it costs them and what they are willing to pay to make it go away. Now, here's a simple customer test I want you to try. Complete this sentence. This is for people who dash, who struggle with dash and currently deal with it by dash. Let me show you what it sounds like when it's good. This is for restaurant owners who lose reservations because they don't have a proper confirmation process and currently deal with it by writing everything in WhatsApp and hoping they don't forget. That's clear. Now you can find those people. You can talk to them. You can write messages that hit. You can build a simple first offer. But if you can't complete that sentence cleanly, then you are not ready to build. And that's not failure, that's discipline. Clarity comes before confidence. All right, let's wrap this up. In the next episode, we are going to do something most people avoid talking to customer before you build anything. No pitching, no selling, just listening because assumptions die faster when reality speaks. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.